I'm Dave McHugh, and this is my D3 report from Westminster, Maryland, where the Catholic Cardinals and the McDaniel Green Terror played an historic game here at Gill Stadium. That's because the football team here at McDaniel has not played under the lights for a home game since 1937. That game, there was temporary lighting, according to the historians. Obviously, more permanent lighting in place here. The football team, actually the last team to play a regularly scheduled game under the lights here at this stadium for McDaniel. Unfortunately, that's where kind of the good news for McDaniel ends, as Catholic ran roughshod all over them, especially in the first half, getting out to a 27-0 lead late in the second quarter before McDaniel was able to score on a field goal, their first real scoring opportunity, a Bill Castor 27-yard field goal, which ended a 10-play, 68-yard drive, making it 27-3. And then Catholic continued. Catholic's offense at times snapping the ball less than 10 seconds after the play clock had started. You hardly ever saw it go under 30 for a good half to three-quarters of this game, as the Cardinals' offense was certainly in hyperspeed mode, and McDaniel's defense could not find a way to stop them. Plenty of penalties for both teams, as you would expect for an early season game, but McDaniel's offense, while it had some spotlights and some good moments, couldn't seem to really do much damage against the Catholic defense. That being said, the McDaniel defense was certainly tired, as Catholic's offense kept them out there on the field for long periods of time. It would get out to be about 48-3. Catholic would lead early on in the fourth quarter before McDaniel finally did make a run. A touchdown by Joe Rollins on a 30-yard run made it 48-10. And, of course, Joe Rollins on a 6-yard run. But that came after a fake punt late in the fourth quarter gave McDaniel the position down deep in Catholic territory. So the final score would end up being 48-16. Catholic, the big victory here in non-conference play. We haven't talked a lot about the specifics with Catholic with so many scoring plays, but that's because their stats jump out at you. Leading for them in rushing was Michael Pitzenberger, 28 carries, 179 yards, no touchdowns, but averaged 6.4 yards per carry. Evan Calvo had 20 carries for an even 100 yards, also no touchdowns for him. 13 was his longest run at a 5.0 average. TJ Tutone, the quarterback, ran for a touchdown, as did EJ Montgomery, the other quarterback, ran for a touchdown. In the passing category, Tutone and Montgomery pretty much split duties. Tutone was 13 for 17 for 122 yards and 2 throwing touchdowns. Montgomery was 6 for 10 for 69 yards, also 2 touchdowns for him. So the two quarterbacks combined for 6 of Catholic's touchdowns in this one. Receiving, Andrew Ouellette, 6 catches, 40 yards and a touchdown. Tucker Hubble, 3 catches, 15 yards and a touchdown. The other touchdowns were caught by Christian Baker and John Serdowski, the tight end. For McDaniel, they did have some highlights. Joe Rollins ran very well, and Ryan Yamada actually played pretty well at quarterback. Joe Rollins, 22 carries, 129 yards, though he did lose 11 yards, so 118 total, though he had 2 touchdowns on the night. And Ryan Yamada, 17 for 40, 218 yards through the air, though no touchdowns through the air, as both touchdowns, obviously, again, scored by Joe Rollins. Rollins also caught 5 catches for 36 yards, and Mike Oliveira caught 4 passes for 58 yards for McDaniel. So not the best way for this McDaniel squad, who has not won a game since 2011, to start the 2013 campaign. They will take on Moravian next week in conference action. For Catholic, where a lot of question marks came into this one, a lot of people actually expected this game to be maybe a back-and-forth game. Catholic show that they can certainly go up-tempo and go up-tempo quickly, moving the ball relatively fast down the field and keeping defenses on their toes. How that will play out in the ODAC, it will remain to be seen, but certainly a very good start for a Cardinals squad up here under the lights in Westminster. Once again, an historic game here in Westminster as the Green Terror play their first night game since 1937. Unfortunately, it's Catholic who lit up the scoreboard. The final again, 48-16 Catholic over McDaniel. I'm Dave McHugh, and I hope to see this D3 report on D3football.com.